When the White House delivers a massive economic ultimatum to one of its closest neighbors, the ripples are felt instantly across North America. What Donald Trump just signed isn't just another tariff threat, it is an aggressive move that has sent shockwaves through the entire Canadian government. Welcome back to Joshu Reaction. I am Frank John, and if you are new here, don't forget to subscribe our channel. To all my dedicated viewers across from the USA and Canada, thank you for joining me today and our faith, and we are firmly stand that in God we trust. Let us look at the facts directly from the latest reports. President Donald Trump signed three executive proclamations imposing 50% punitive tariffs on a broad list of Canadian goods heading into the United States. While key commodities like energy, potash, and critical minerals were craved out, the tariffs hit vital consumer sectors including wine, cement, agriculture products, and manufacturing items. Washington claims this action is direct retaliation for Canadian trade restrictions on American dairy, alcohol, and automotive sectors. With a 30-day window set before these tariffs take full effect, the economy stakes for both nations have reached a critical tipping point. In response to this direct threat from Washington, Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney convened an emergency summit with all 13 provincial premiers in Charlottetown, Prince Edward Island. On the surface, the meeting was organized to present a united Team Canada front against Donald Trump's trade pressure. However, when you look deeper into the political realities, each province walked into the room with its own urgent priorities. Ontario Premier Doug Ford called an immediate national retaliation strategy, stating that Canada must go on the offensive to make Washington feel the economic impact. Ontario has the highest manufacturing exposure to American trade, making its economy particularly vulnerable. On the other hand, western and eastern provinces have completely different concerns. This highlights two complex challenges facing Canadian leadership: how to maintain a unified national strategy when different regions face vastly different economic pressures from US policy. To secure national unity against Trump's tariff threat, federal leadership has had to make significantly policy concessions internally. A prime example is Alberta under Premier Daniel Smith. While Alberta's energy exports are explicitly carved out from the new US tariffs, the province's primary focus remains getting federal approval for a major new oil pipeline to the Pacific coast. In exchange for joining Ottawa's united front against Washington, federal leaders have escalated discussions around Western energy infrastructure and national sovereignty. Meanwhile, British Columbia must balance protecting its coastal marine environment with expanding trade corridors, while Atlantic provinces are prioritizing healthcare funding and local infrastructure. The facts reveal that building a Team Canada response to US trade pressure requires intricate political deals within Canada's own borders. The tariff dispute is not the only issue heightening tension between Washington and Ottawa. Issues ranging from northern border security to diplomatic friction over cross-border wildfire smoke have added fuel to the political fire. President Trump's administration has raised questions about trade agreements like CUSMA, opting for rolling annual reviews rather than long-term guarantees. In response, Canadian policymakers are pushing for increased economy self-reliance, stronger internal trade corridors, and an expanded Arctic defense strategy. The goal is to make the Canadian economy more resilient against sudden policy shifts from Washington. However, achieving long-term resilience depends entirely on whether provincial leaders can maintain alignment once immediate tariffs negotiations conclude. My final verdict is clear. Donald Trump's 50% tariff proclamation has forced Canada into an essential moment of economic and political restructuring. While the external pressure from the Washington is designed to exact trade concessions, its immediate results has been to force Canadian federal and provincial leaders into tight national coordination. Whether this unified stance holds depends on how effectively both nations negotiate before the 30-day tariff deadline expires. What are your thoughts on Donald Trump's 50% tariff threat against Canada? Do you think a unified Canadian response will lead to a negotiated deal, or are we heading toward a prolonged cross-border trade dispute? Please share your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. I always look forward to reading your perspective. Thank you so much for joining me today on Joshu Reaction. Keep standing strong in faith, stay informed, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care, talk soon. God bless America, and bye-bye.